Tonight on the Daily Wrap, Planned Parenthood on the defensive again as a fourth video is released. Donald Trump comes out on top in yet another national poll. Hillary Clinton is weathering big problems with the Democratic base, and Ted Nugent defends a lion killer. We will talk about all that, plus read your comments tonight. They've been coming in fast and furious. This is the Daily Wrap live from New York City. And welcome to the Daily Wrap. I'm Joe Concha along with my co-host Rick Unger. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Busy day today. Lots of radio, lots of television, my kind of day.
Wow. You'll never retire, will you?
Oh, God, no.
Good for you.
God forbid.
Because you're literally minutes from.
But I'm only 35. You know, why are we even talking about
64 is the new 35, apparently. 2 to 35-year-olds right from the Blaze TV. News anchor and former speechwriter for former Senate Majority Leader Bill Frist. Amy Holmes joins us once again. Sans glasses.
Great to be here. They're right here.
They're right there. I see them.
Okay, good. Put them on during one block at some point. I'm promising that. I'm teasing it. And finally, new to the show, she's the founder and executive director of the Accountability Project and host of the Accountability Podcast. Nomi Const is here. Nomi, welcome.
Thank you.
Tremendous name.
It is a great name.
I'll tell my mother.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Finally, someone gives me a compliment for my name.
I have a petition in to have my name legally changed to Nomi.
Really?
I think that was the name of the lead character in Showgirls.
That's my claim to fame.
Yep.
Thank you for recognizing that.
Nomi, get used to it. This is the last time anyone's going to be nice to you. Welcome, everybody. It's time for the Daily Download. And a shutdown is brewing over Planned Parenthood after yet another disturbing video surfaces. Several Republicans say they'll allow a government shutdown if lawmakers don't approve a bill to defund the woman's health provider that also provides abortions. The line in the sand comes after several secret videos show Planned Parenthood members talking about selling aborted fetal tissue for medical research.
I was saddened, brought to tears by the videos. Without any question, I think the right thing for us to do is to defund Planned Parenthood.
Our legislation ensures that federal funding taken from Planned Parenthood will be made available to other entities that provide health services for women.
So the question is this a smart approach by Republicans? Their bill will divert Planned Parenthood funds to other women's health clinics. Does that take away the Democratic argument that Republicans are waging a war on women, Rick Unger?
I just as soon take all of this out of political context. I've said here night after night.
Can that be done?
Well, it has to be, unfortunately. This is important. I've said night after night, an investigation is absolutely in order here. There is enough on those tapes that while I don't think it proves anything, it certainly suggests that we need to look into it. But for the Senate to take a position, or certain senators to take a position, that not only are we going to defund them before there's been even hearings on it by the Senate or the House, and to say that this is something that we're going to shut down the government over, it's more political grandstanding. It is obnoxious. Sooner or later, the American public has to catch on to this. Do we have to take this seriously? Absolutely. Do we have to have a Justice Department investigation? Absolutely. All for it. But enough with the posturing already. And by the way, it's wonderful to give that money to other women's clinics, but there are rural communities in this country where Planned Parenthood is the only option for women who are looking for preventative health care, mammograms or whatever. So who are they going to give it to in those communities?
Amy, I'm sure
well,
you're in
there might be
agreement.
other clinics if they were getting funding. Planned Parenthood has no right to our taxpayer dollars, and I'm pro-choice. I say this over and over, always have been, always will be. What is on those tapes is beyond disturbing, possibly illegal activity. Today's video has a doctor describing how women go into labor, that they deliver the fetus before the abortion can be performed, and the result is a dead baby, which may be illegal. I think this is absolutely something our lawmakers should be taking up, that they should be discussing. I would wish that I could see more Democrats more critical of Planned Parenthood. Again, Planned Parenthood is big business.
We'll be critical when it's proven they did something wrong.
And we are subsidizing Planned Parenthood. They do not have a claim to our tax dollars. That is a privilege.
Well, nobody does.
That is a privilege.
That's not true. I mean, let's start with only 3% of what Planned Parenthood does is abortions.
That's not true
That's
either.
absolutely
They say 3% of procedures, but procedures they also
hang on,
describe as giving a woman a pregnancy pee stick. That is very different from an abortion.
3% of of all terminations that are done at Planned, 3% of all their services are terminations. That could be a pill. Hang on a second, hang on. Let's go through the numbers here. 2% are pills that you take, so you can't even get those tissues from the pills. It has to be an actual late-term abortion for that to happen. And of those, the person who is receiving the termination has to say, I want this tissue to be used in services. So of all of the procedures that Planned Parenthood does, about 0.5% of their work is possibly tissue-related.
Have you looked at the videos?
Yes, but that has nothing to do with it.
Toby, I do want to, since we haven't had you on.
Illegal
Potentially
behavior.
being the key word.
Potentially, and it needs to be
because we haven't had you on before. So you're pro-choice, I would imagine.
I am pro-choice.
Okay. When you watch those videos, what's your reaction?
I think it was tone deaf. I think part of the reason is these were medical doctors. They weren't the publicists of Planned Parenthood. They were speaking. It was very business related talk, and it wasn't something that you want to hear. But these are doctors, and they're talking about a very uncomfortable procedure that nobody, whether you're pro-choice or pro-life, wants to hear. And if there was some sort of illegal activity, which, by the way, there was, but it was done by the organization that continues to change names and shut down. That was an illegal organization that illegally conducted these videos, broke the law, didn't consent, and of the forms that were consented, they violated the consent forms.
Let's talk about what is in the videos. You have doctors who are haggling over the prices of these fetal tissue
Actually,
parts.
haggling the price down. The only time they do it.
One of the doctors describes how that they would rather go for a per part fee rather than a set fee because they can see what they get out of it. That should be investigated.
What does that mean, by the way?
Secondly,
what does that mean?
Hold on,
What does
Rick.
that mean?
Secondly, they discuss about how they are changing the procedure in order to extract more parts from the fetus, which is a huge ethical problem because it doesn't take the patient.
Wait.
I'm
You're
pro-choice here.
But you still have to relay it accurately.
Video.
No, you got to relay it
Yes, they talk about how they
accurately.
turn
Give
the
me
baby
my
inside.
turn. My turn. They said that she would discuss it with the physician to see if he would do that. That's what they said.
Today's video, the doctor talks about how they will
unless you
train the abortion providers to
So what are they
change
supposed to do?
the
Not know how to
procedure.
do an abortion? What are you going to say? Of course they're going to talk about
You're
training.
not listening, Nomi. That they will change the procedure in order to get a more intact fetus that they will then trade to the researchers.
Okay,
that is
and then it becomes a matter of whether or not
unethical.
that change is we can agree on the ethics very possibly, but what's at issue here is the law. I'm not telling you that it is legal what she said, but I don't know that it isn't yet. So it's how you do an abortion.
Violation of the Abortion Alive Act.
But you keep making this case and then you correctly say potential.
Of course.
Let's underline potential.
Okay.
And
The
do
White
it
House,
in the videos.
meanwhile, says President Obama would veto any bill that diverts money from Planned Parenthood.
There has been an effort on the part of some Republicans to try to play some politics with some selectively edited videos. This is a tactic that we have seen used before. The president obviously does not support that ongoing effort.
Josh Earnest pretty dismissive there, calling these videos selectively edited. From what I can see, I'm looking at Nat Sound. I don't see too many cuts. I don't see flash edits. It looks like it's all verbatim.
On the first one, I was able to see the whole 3 hours. And some of these potential charges do come out of that entire 3 hours. So he's wrong at that point. The other two, I actually see a great many cuts. I'm not going to say that they have unfairly or improperly doctored those videos. I don't know. I haven't been able to see the entire videos. I'd like to see the entire tapes.
They look pretty straightforward.
Anytime, well, you don't know. I can edit things in a way that would make you think
But
that...
Rick,
I've seen your man on the streets. That's true.
Yeah. And actually make them look good. And we know the truth.
But it is disappointing to me that the White House is dismissive, is not trying to get
I
to the
agree with
bottom
that.
of it.
They shouldn't be
And,
dismissive.
if they say it's selectively edited,
Well,
then they should look at all the video, ask for all the video so that the White House can investigate and look
Except
more
that
closely.
the videos were taken illegally. So if we're going to talk about legality here, this is an illegal organization made up of right-wing...
It's not an illegal
No, the
Yes,
organization is not
but they
illegal.
keep refiling. They keep refiling. And they're
But that's
also...
legal.
That's legal.
Okay, but they've
Ask
been
the
shut
Clinton
down...
Foundation.
Hang on a second. They've been shut down 3 times. One of the founders has called for the assassinations of abortion providers. These are extremists. So what is the president supposed to do? Is he supposed to get up there and say, yes, show me the videos, extremist right-wingers that have been trying to take down every single thing the Democrats have been trying to do over the past 5 years?
I'd actually
So
still
you
want
go
to
after
see
the messenger instead of the message.
Absolutely.
Then. Okay. Well, we want to hear your thoughts on Planned Parenthood. Go to newsmaxtv.com/comments, newsmaxtv.com/comments, and let us know. We'll read them later. Coming up next, Donald Trump dominates in a new national poll. Really? But is he a racist? Stay tuned.